Absolutely. When I was looking this over for today, this next question I'm going to ask you guys. I just wrote about it in an article on McKnight's about the future of home care for 2025, and one of the sections is about the caregiver shortage. And I do want to preface that by saying I think it's nationwide and it's industry wide, no matter if you're home care, nursing home, hospital, a bank, a restaurant. There's just a severe shortage of, man hours out there. Everybody's hiring for jobs. People are reducing hours of their businesses because they can't staff maybe an afternoon shift or an evening shift. Restaurants are only having breakfast and lunch because they don't have people to work for dinner. Those things are survivable, but when you're caring for a loved one and you have to work full time, you need staff to help you because they're not just helping your loved one, but they're helping you so that you can continue to maintain. Do either of you have any solutions right now for the home care and healthcare agencies that are struggling to find these caregivers?
Yeah, our platform is going to be able to find those people, right? One of the great things about GoInstaCare is we have a team of people who are going out and scouring everywhere to find caregivers, making sure that they are located, able to be easily found in our database, right? And so these agencies can find them. And another thing too, one of the reasons why they're having a hard time finding caregivers is because what's happening is, we all know that you don't get paid a bunch of money as a caregiver, as a professional caregiver, right? Nobody's going to get rich from being a professional caregiver. So these folks are going out and they're getting second jobs, right? And sometimes those second jobs might pay more. Well, the beauty of GoInstaCare, because these people love to care, is these caregivers can work for an agency, and then they can also pick up their, what do they call it? A side hustle or side gig. They can pick up some private jobs as well. So they're still caregiving. They're still able to be in that industry. So, it's going to solve some of that problem. They're still connected to that. They're still doing that. They're not going and working for McDonald's for $30 an hour and choosing to do that, even though they hate it, but it's money because they're able to get that money they need. So it's kind of a win-win for the agencies and the caregivers who need to have a second job in order to survive, or need to have a side hustle or a side gig, whatever it is. So that was another thing that drew me to GoInstaCare, is it really solved that problem for those struggling caregivers who are trying to make ends meet and needed to have some extra income as well. So it's a win-win for those agencies as well, because let's say they have a client that they're only going to, you think about like our self-care crews, right? Some people are going to need some care for a short amount of time. Well, those agencies, they might not need a full-time caregiver, but they might need somebody for a short term. They could hire somebody short term through GoInstaCare. They might have somebody for a short term that speaks, Russian, that they need somebody to care for. And that person's going into a 24-hour care living facility soon. They only need them for a short time. This is why GoInstaCare is going to solve so many problems, not only for families, but professional caregivers and agencies, because it is so diverse in what it offers to all of these folks.